Today's adventure takes us out to Devils Tower and to Hulett. So go check it out. We even talked to somebody that has the in and out of Hulett. So let's go. Today's adventure brings us to Devils Tower. Way out here in Wyoming. So we're gonna go check it out. Not gonna get too close. We're gonna go head down to the trading post and see what's down there.
Looks pretty cool.
Let's go. Today, we made it out to Devils Tower. What a ride that was. Let's go see what else we can see. We're looking for the trading post, but we'll see if we can find it or not. So let's go take a ride down the road. Another place we was told by a local, if you're gonna come out to Devils Tower, definitely stop at the trading post here. He says it's worth everything. So we're gonna go inside and see if it's really worth it all. So let's go. As you come into the park, to the left and even to the right, there must be thousands of prairie dogs. So you might want to stop in one of the turnouts and look on both sides of the road. There's a ton of them. But don't feed them. Standing in front of Rouge's Gallery, right here in Hulett. Let's go inside and take a look and see what we can find in this place.
Here is, check it out. If you look in the middle of the blade right here, can you see the pictographs?
Yeah.
Can you see it? It's a cavalry officer. See how he's got the shoulder blades? There's a photograph of what it is.
Oh, okay.
He's been cut in half. His neck's been cut. His hands are cut off. His trigger fingers are cut off.
And that's what that axe did?
Yeah. And we actually figured out who that is because the warrior put his name on the bottom of the haft. His name was Strange Horse. Strange Horse was with Crazy Horse and Red Cloud. But he was only involved in 3 battles with cavalry. Out of those 3 battles, only 1 officer was killed. And the official military report was that he was cut in half. His hands cut off. Throat was cut. Trigger fingers cut off. Dang. And that's Casper Collins, and that's how Casper, Wyoming gets his name. The thing that I did about 8 years ago, that's not the original. The original was purchased by the Smithsonian and ended up going to the National Portrait Museum. That's Russell Means.
You know if anybody in town's got a list of all the stuff that's going on in this town?
So after checking this out, this is definitely a place we need to come back to. He didn't have enough time to tell us today everything that he had in there, but you know, just looking at this little bit of a video, definitely I'm coming back. Their hours here typically is 10 a.m. in the morning till 10 at night. Anytime before the rally or anytime after the rally, the hours are 10 to 10. So let's come back, check this museum out. It's actually free. He takes donations.
I'll sit here too. I'll let you guys.
So rally for us starts now. So it's a spike, and actually it's a huge influx of business for the entire Black Hills. But for us over here, as you can see, we have our bar and restaurant here, but then we set up outside dining here, which is what we're going to do this year. We're not opening inside at all.
Okay.
Figuring that most people who are coming are they're already accustomed to eating outside. So we're going to have them 6 feet apart outside. You know, it's outside dining. We're going to treat it like to go pretty much. But we've got music in the back for 7 days. I got an Allman Brothers cover band coming. I've got a blues band that comes every year for the last 15 years. So the town will basically allow parking on the side here. And then on Wednesday, they'll be double parked in the center, just like downtown Sturgis. Yep. Okay. So on Wednesdays, the Ham and Jam, which is this bar over here, it's the rodeo bar. They've been throwing it, I think, 30-something years. And that was Ron Wah and Marla's brainchild, call it. And it actually started with a guy named Jim Delancey, who used to own the bar before they bought it. And he coordinated that with the Hamsters, I believe. And they would ride up here, and they would do a pig. So up by those trucks up there, you know, that's where they're going to have the ham sandwiches that they give away. They'll have bands in the back, so we'll have 2 or 3 bands going on at any time. Up past the Best Western way over there, they'll shut down the highway. So the highway will be bike parking from here all the way down to the end of Main Street, down by the motel. And then it's an open container in Wyoming all the time, all year, every day. This is America. So there's actually people out on the internet saying that that's not the case.
Because Sturgis isn't.
Well,
they only close it. They don't have open container only during bike week.
Yeah, I was just saying, where else do they ever allow that other than New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So here, yeah, you know, so it's open container, and people park their bikes. Will be 4 deep, and they'll be filtering the people off the main street. As far as I know, they do every year down towards the school, and it'll come back so they can continue on to the tower. So if you want to come in, you can, and if you don't, you don't have to. You can just continue on to the tower. But a lot of folks come out of Sturgis and will do sort of what's morphed into Wyoming Wednesday. They'll take the trip up through St. Ange. They'll come to the Stone Bar up by the South Dakota border, and then they'll hit the Aladdin General Store. Then they'll hit us, and then they'll finish off down by the tower, and then eventually go to Sundance, where they have like the drags, I think, or something over there. So this bar here, like, they'll have the big festivities. Tuesdays, sort of, again, it builds up, you know, so you'll have, you know, people parking, you know, starting Saturday on it, you know, and we'll be full. And it'll be 100 bikes in, 100 bikes out, 100 bikes in, 100 bikes out, pretty much all week. Tuesday, we almost have to shut the road down because, again, people are building, and then Wednesday is the big day, and then Thursday it teeters out. Just sort of just like
does everything start around noon, or?
It's tough to say. I mean, back in the day, used to say you couldn't get in if you weren't here before 10, but they've got it down where the traffic patterns, generally speaking, they get here and you know, 10, 11. And for us, we notice that by 11, we're sort of full. Bands are on by that time, and then it goes until 5. The last couple of years, I mean, the road coming up from Aladdin here is pretty dangerous. So we had 4 wrecks the one year, and they shut down. They had to medevac people out. So that was bad. And they had a wreck up by Devils Tower, so we were sort of isolated during the day and cut down. But that's the one thing they need to be careful about is, you know, these roads are windy and there's elk and deer. So we see it like 4 or 5 o'clock, like hours now. People are heading back. You know, they head to their campsites or their hotels, and it's okay. We're more of a day run, but it's a good run. So
it's good.
But yeah, it's a small little town. It's fun. But
You have any vendors canceled this year?
we had a lot of vendors cancel, but they've been filling up with other vendors who are taking a shot at the opportunity to do something. So my vendors all canceled on me, and then we've replaced it with two that we've never had before, but they did the rodeo for Days of 76, so she's coming over here, and then we got a food vendor as well. This lot here will be full of vendors. So it looked pretty bleak, but they're filling up small, which is good. Yeah. It's the 2-day event really. It's either Tuesday, Wednesday for them, or Wednesday, Thursday, depending how they do it. But these guys here who are setting up mostly are apparel and T-shirts. Some of them are property owners, so they come every year. They've been coming 20 years.
Well, I thank you.
Yeah.
For giving us a little insight.
Sure.
And give everybody a little excitement on what's going to happen here in Hulett.
Yeah, come to the Ponderosa.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to be.
All right.
So ask for Dean.
All right. So today we did some exploring. We made it out to Devil's Tower. We actually paid to get inside. It's $20 for motorcycles, $25 for cars. So it turned out to be pretty good. Even got to see the prairie dogs. So that was kind of exciting. We also made a drive over to Hulett. Got there kind of late, so we did get to see a couple of neat things. How about that tomahawk? Wasn't that exciting? There's a whole lot of neat stuff inside that museum. Make sure you get over there and really take a good look and see what they have in there. Another thing, we got to get the tour by an expert there in Hulett. Gave us all the ins and outs, gave you some tips for getting there and make it work. So at that, we're going to leave you with this.
Thanks for coming along today. It was a really cool day. We hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video.